All right, let's take a look back at this day in history. July 25th, 1979. That's when President Jimmy Carter nominated Paul Volcker to lead the U.S. Federal Reserve. It was a hasty choice, sparked by Carter's own economic malaise speech just 10 days prior and a cabinet reshuffle that ensued in the days after. Hasty as it was, Volcker would prove to be the right choice at a time when consumer inflation had doubled to 11% and rising. Now, Volcker, who had helped President Nixon devise a successor to the gold standard in the early 1970s, became better known in the late 70s for his fiery advocacy of monetary restraint while heading the Fed's regional bank in New York. In one of his most notable speeches, Volcker lamented that this powerful economy of ours will simply not work smoothly or at anything like maximum efficiency or output when there is pervasive uncertainty about the price level. Volcker's confirmation as Fed chair in '79 was swift, but the incremental rate hikes he ushered in had little impact on runaway inflation. So Volcker, he decided to go for shock and awe. In a press conference that markets dubbed the Saturday Night Special, Volcker, on October 6, 1979, told the nation that the Fed held an unscheduled meeting deciding to lift rates a full percentage point to 12% and adjust its policy directives to focus more on limiting money supply growth. The changes, they would push Fed rates eventually above 20%. It was painful, but effective, and not without political controversy. President Carter lost re-election largely due to that economic pain, and his successor, Ronald Reagan, tried to force Volcker to be more dovish as the rate hikes contributed to 2 recessions, a 10% jobless rates, and soaring loan defaults. Congress even went so far as to introduce legislation requiring the Fed to cut rates. Now, that bill failed, but the political pressure stuck. But Volcker, he stayed the course. Ultimately, his tough love was vindicated. Inflation plunged from 15% in 1980 to under 4% by '83, and the refocus on money supply, that helped lay the foundation for the global economic boom of the 1980s and 90s, making Volcker the most consequential of the 16 people in history to lead the Fed, from Charles Hamlin in 1914 to Jay Powell today, and providing a valuable lesson that maybe sometimes you just have to let the Fed do its job.